Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy Duck Zone 503 talking all things Oregon football, man. And today I'm going to be rolling out our Oregon Duck spring football previews. Specifically, going to be talking about the offensive line today. I got my partner in crime here, Jonathan Charles, Jonathan underscore SD8 on Twitter, part of the Scoop Duck family, man. If y'all don't know, man, we're writers for scoopduck.com. So if you guys want the scoop, the exclusive stuff about Oregon football and pretty much all Oregon sports, really, go ahead and go to scoopduck.com and go get that subscription, man. It's not that expensive at all. So welcome to the show, man.
Welcome. Now that I'm a regular at this point,
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I'm always happy to be here and always talk about Oregon and break down what's going on.
Yeah, 100%, man. Me casa is su casa on this channel, man. Let's go.
Yes,
Talk about Oregon Ducks. All right, so yeah, let's get it going, man. Talk about the O-line here. Well, let's talk about the spring game first off. Spring game is on April 23rd, 1 p.m. Free admission with a few donation of a few cans. So Duck fans, let's try to pack out Autzen Stadium. No vaccine requirement for outdoor stadiums, no masks. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to going back to old times, so to speak.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, 100%. You said you're trying to make it down there, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm looking at tickets today and probably gonna buy them tomorrow.
All right, yeah. So Duck fans, if you're out there, man, go look out for Jonathan. Go get a picture. Talk about Scoop Duck, whatever you want, man. Hell yeah. All right, so let's get into it. Oregon brings back an experienced group of upperclassmen for the offensive line group. We got Alex Forsyth, TJ Bass, Ryan Walk, and Big Sala returning for their senior seasons. And Stephen Jones returns for his junior year, man. So good. It's great. Always good to have an experienced group of upperclassmen. Kind of reminds me of that 2019 group a little bit. You know, you just don't have really that Panay Sewell, but other than that, you really have a good core group of guys who have done it together for a while. And all these guys could have went to the NFL and really returned for this season. So I know these guys are going to be motivated, really excited, really fired up to get it going. And week one, they have probably the biggest test they've ever had in their careers going against that national championship defense in Georgia. So going to be exciting to see. Former starter George Moore departs from the team. He's out of playing eligibility. He was a longtime starter for Oregon as well. Logan Sagapalu, hopefully I'm saying that right. He went to Miami with Cristobal. He went ahead and transferred to Miami, so he's out of the program in this room. And Kai Arneson, I hope I'm saying that right as well. He went to Nevada. He got a scholarship there, so that makes sense there. Oregon has a total of 13 offensive line returnees. So they returned 13 offensive linemen, 53 combined starts with this offensive line. So really good to see that stat there. Love to hear that. Nothing to work out the kinks. These guys are going to come out firing on this O-line. A real strength of this team, I feel like, for real. I'm surprised that this offensive line all came back. Personally, I'm really surprised with the departure of Cristobal and Mirabal to Miami. I'm just really surprised that they all came back, given that Cristobal and Mirabal were really preaching O-line play. So I'm really happy for them to come back. Congrats to Dan Lanning on swaying them to stay as well. I know that had a factor to do with it, the new coach talking to them. And Forsyth and Ryan Walker are in-state guys, so it's always good to keep the home state guys in. That's probably had a factor in their decision to come back for their senior seasons. So yeah, man, what do you like about the returners, man, and this offensive line?
Yeah, I mean this offensive line is stacked, of course, due to Mario and his expertise and Coach Maribel, both having a hand in the O-line recruiting. They're stacked 3 deep across the board, basically. There's a lot to like. A lot of young guys. Mario left a good depth issue there. So it's just trying to find out the 5 right guys and move on for next year, and then find the next 5 guys behind them. And Mario Mario rotated a lot of the offensive linemen for that sixth and seventh guy. But I think it worked better when just all five guys just stayed in, and they worked better cohesively as a unit for sure.
Yeah, 100%, man. As you said, man, this depth in this room is really, really big. And Oregon adds to the room, bringing on 2022 recruits Kawika Rogers, Dave Aiuli, and Michael Wooten. I think Aiuli has the biggest chance of playing if there is any slight chance of these young guys getting in. He's the biggest signee for Oregon in this class, with being the number 22 inside offensive lineman in the 22 class, according to the On3 consensus. So, yeah, big signee from the state of Washington up there. So, great to get Dave Aiuli on the team, and a couple of these other guys too. Adding to the depth. I think this unit as a whole has the most experience, and as you said, the deepest on the team, which really, really helps in the game of football when you have a deep offensive line room. It's really important. I think these guys have a couple of NFL guys on this line. I don't think any top 3 round guys. I don't think any of that, but I do think there's good, solid NFL talent on this line for sure. It's important to note here
Yeah,
that
there's a lot of talent.
oh yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's all good. So I was saying there's like a lot of talent. Like you could see a few guys and in this position group going early and even having a good NFL career. Some of them could maybe reach into the first round, if not a day 2 guy in the NFL draft come their time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, some of them could have went this year and tested out the waters, but they all decided to come back. So it's good. It's good to see that. New Oregon offensive line coach Adrian Clem comes on for his first season with the Ducks. Comes from the NFL, spent the last 3 seasons in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. So brings some NFL experience to the team in that position group. So not much of a fall off there coaching wise. And he's going to have to continue to recruit at a high level and even upgrade the talent in this room, because a lot of guys will be leaving after this season. So this season is very important for in a recruiting aspect for Oregon on the offensive line as well. So yeah, man, my top 3 questions for this offensive line group heading into spring is the starters are pretty much set here. That's not really a question. My question is which backup players, which role players can maybe fight to get some play time here, be in the 2s, the 3s, fight their way in, maybe even some stealing a starting spot. Who knows, man? And second question I have is which 2022 signee has the best chance at playing? I said earlier that I think Dave Aiuli has the best chance just based off his ranking and some of his tape and his body type. I like his size as well. And third question, final question I have for this offensive line heading into spring is how would they perform against that week in that week 1 against Georgia? I don't think they've ever seen a D line like this, those type of athletes. So it's going to be really interesting because I do think these guys can hold their own. What do you think? And what are some questions that you have about this line, if you have any?
So, I mean, they return a lot of guys, especially the starters from last year. All they have to basically replace is George Moore as a starter. And of course, that's an important spot, replacing one of the tackles. Some other questions I have is how are they going to be able to are they going to be able to gel as fast as last year, especially that they're returning most of the guys?
Right.
Does someone step up that they need to, like one of those like younger guys that kind of just took a step up? Is one of them going to take a step up this year and show that they can be in the 2 deep, or even like battle someone for like the number 1 spot? And then last question I have is how are the true freshmen going to do? Dave Uli and Michael Wooten and Kawika Rogers. Like, how are they going to perform, and how are they going to get their body right this year? And could one of them step into early playing time?
Yeah, yeah, man. Great things to watch. Great things to watch for real. What are some things that you like about Adrian Clem? He's brand new here with the Ducks, coming from the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think? What are some things to expect from him? On your
Yeah, so he has a really good resume coming from UCLA previously. I forget what years, but he has Pac-12 experience. He knows the recruiting footprint out here in the West Coast. He also has a lot of NFL experience working with the Steelers most recently. Uh, the Steelers' offensive line played well, especially with the limitations that they had. Something that I like is that he's a very good recruiter, knows how to develop guys, very technical in his work. You see a lot of his guys very technique sounded, and yeah, that's kind of a couple things that I like about him so far.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's off to a major hot start here with the signing of Dave Aiuli, man. That was a great signing to get early on, for sure. So getting into my final thoughts here, I'll give my predicted starters here. I have written down. I got at left tackle, I got TJ Bass, left guard Ryan Walk, center Alex Forsyth, right guard Stephen Jones, and at right tackle I got Big Sala taking that spot. Um, for me, do you want to give your projected starters?
Yeah, I'll
I think,
so
yeah, I think Oregon that has 7 to 8 guys that can legitimately come in and play. So there's some guys to think about for sure.
yeah, I think Dawson will probably play left tackle, move down TJ Bass to left guard,
Okay.
Forsyth to center, Stephen Jones at right guard, and then probably probably Bass at right tackle.
Okay, so moving Bass to right. Okay, yeah. So I got Bass at left, and then Big Solo over there at right. And you're bringing up Dawson Jaramella. I like that too. I like that too for sure. That's a good prediction. We'll see what happens in the spring. That's something that's interesting to watch for sure. So another some key role players here to mention. We got Jalen Jeffries, a left tackle, Marcus Harper, a left guard, Jackson Powers Johnson, who could also play defense at center. Is he playing defense? Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's going to
Jackson's
be on the
covered.
defensive side. Looks like so. Fiopi Laelu at right guard, Dawson Jaramillo, who you just bring up there. Those are some good 2 deep rotation guys, and then some other guys to mention: Jonathan Dennis at offensive guard. Was a two, and then we got 2 4 stars returning from injury: Jonah Miller, offensive tackle, and Bram Walden at offensive tackle. So just some other guys to mention there that could possibly make their way into the depth chart if they play well. We'll see what goes on. Um, I think that with this room having deep depth is always going to provide a fresh line throughout all 4 quarters, and I think that's something important in the game of football. If any injuries happens, I think with this group, you're covered. I think you got guys 2, 3 deep in every position. So really excited, man. I think the offensive line is the strength of this offense coming in, and yeah, just excited to see how they utilize it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys gel and how they work together as a unit. It's going to be exciting. I mean, this group, the offense goes as far as the offensive line goes. So it'll be interesting to see how this group does.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I think we're going to know how good this offensive line really is when they go against Georgia. Because it's one thing to go against Pac 12 fronts, but when you go against that SEC front, all 4 quarters, we're going to really see how they go. So I'm excited. I'm excited for real.
Yeah, and the toughest Pac-12 opponent that they'll probably go against probably probably Stanford.
Stanford. I would say Utah up front.
Oh yeah, Utah. That
Yeah.
one could be another one.
Utah and Stanford. Stanford recruited very well. So they'll have some guys for sure.
Mhm.
Well, I think that covers the O line unless you want to add anything else.
I mean, the only other name that could be added to this group is Josh Connerly, the 5-star offensive tackle from the state of Washington, right in the backyard of the Huskies, right in Seattle. He's visiting this weekend as we speak. It's March 12th. He's on campus, talking with Coach Clem and trying to figure out what's the best spot for him. He'll be visiting USC March 25th through the 27th, and then that'll be it. And then he'll make a decision after that, more than likely. Not he'll take another visit to UW for a last trip.
Yeah, there you go. There you guys have it right there. That's in the black. That's Josh Connerly. That's who Jonathan's talking about. And in the white, right next to him, you got 4-star Caleb Presley. So yeah, on the visit right now as we speak. So Duck fans, go check them out and go in their comments and get them to Eugene.
Yeah, so Connerly could be the last addition to the group. He's a guy that I would project in his future as a left tackle. Could play early as a guard, and we'll see where it goes in the next couple of weeks.
All right, guys. So there you have it with the offensive line group. If you guys enjoy covering Oregon football, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. We're going to continue rolling out the spring previews. We just covered pretty much the whole offensive side of the ball so far. So if you guys are interested in seeing other position groups, go ahead and check the channel out. Go check out some other videos. We also host interviews with some of the players that are coming on to Oregon, and just pretty much talk about Oregon football, all things Oregon football. So go subscribe, go follow us on social media. We got my boy Jonathan Charles here at Jonathan_SDA on Twitter, talking all things about recruiting with Oregon football. He's like a recruiting guru for them, basically working with Scoop Duck. So yeah, man, make sure you go follow him. Go follow me at DuckZone503 on Instagram and Twitter for the instantaneously updates. I try to get the updates out there as fast as possible, faster than my YouTube, of course. So yep, go follow those.
Make sure to go like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You already know the deal. You know how we do it over here. We always get you guys the best information. Like Dominic said, go follow us on Twitter. Go follow mine at Jonathan_SDA, and then at DuckZone503 for him on Twitter. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.